Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Shaneria and this is Talking Crime. On today's video, we have another reaction video. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and join the family, you guys. Over here, we do reaction videos and talk crime. You guys, let's get started on today's reaction video.
Woman wants her answers. Trust me when I tell you there is nothing that can stop her or get in her way from getting those answers. We will get real motherfucking creative. It does not matter. We will figure some shit out. Now, I'm about to tell you guys a story time of the shit that I had to go through to pull up on this bitch to get my answers. You're going to want to watch this until the end because I have footage. This situation I'm about to tell you guys about was at the end of my last relationship. And by this phase, I was already like mentally checked out. I'm not even going to lie. It wasn't official yet, but y'all know as women, we leave mentally before we leave physically. So I had already kind of knew what I was going to do. I just hadn't started taking the steps to actually do it. Regardless of how I felt about the relationship and the fact that I was done with it, it was the motherfucking principle and the motherfucking audacity that had me ready to turn the fuck up. So at this point in my life, I was still lightweight in the streets. I was dibbling and dabbling. Don't judge me. It is what it is. I'm just being transparent. Anyways, I had this one female that would call me every couple days for her pack. I would go see her, give her shit. That was that, right? Now, mind you, at the time that I'm dealing with this girl, she's pregnant, like big pregnant, showing. So she, outside of her getting her packs, I was also like trying to hook her up with other people who had to hook up on baby clothes and just all type of shit. I had a pretty good rapport with her. Now, on occasion, when I wasn't available to go see her and drop her shit off, I would send other people. One of those being my kid's dad. Now, he never knew her name because it wasn't no need for no introduction. You're just going to drop something off. So he came up with this nickname for her, Ugly Blood. The girl was really, really ugly. And I'm not being mean. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just being transparent about the situation so you can understand my mind frame at the time. Anyways, so later on when we would be talking, he'd be like, oh yeah, I took care of that situation with so-and-so, so-and-so, and Ugly Blood and da-da-da-da-da. I'm not thinking nothing of it. So at one point, I had to go out of town and handle some business. I'm in Vegas for a little while. I come back and some time had passed and I realized she hadn't called my phone. Now, mind you, I don't think too much into it because in that life, that's how it is. You know, people fall off all the time. You never know the reason. So it just is what it is. However, one day I'm in the bathroom getting ready. Now, mind you, like I told you, at this phase, I didn't really give a fuck what he had going on and I never really even paid attention. But for some reason, I looked at his phone this day, and when I looked at the phone, the number looked familiar. It was her. So he answers it, and it's still like normal. Like nothing seemed funny. He was like, oh, okay, yep, da da da. He hangs up. He's like, yeah, Ugly Blood needs. And I said, she called your phone? And he was like, yeah. So that means numbers was exchanged. That's never been that. But I don't say nothing. I'm like, oh, okay. Now, one thing you should know about me is I am the master at peeping some shit and holding it back here until I need it. And like I said, at this point, because of where we were, I kind of just was like, oh, I see you. But I still just, you know, either way, I felt funny about it. I felt funny because why is my not calling you? But I just peeped it and held it back here. So like a month goes by and I'm out of town handling some business. I'm not far. I'm only like an hour away, but I'm out there for a little while. And my daughter hits me and she's like, Mom, something's funny with Dad and Ugly Blood. And I said, why you say that? And she said, because I was riding with him and he had to go pull up on her to drop something off. And Dad was just like being talkative, more talkative than what he normally is. And she was like laughing and giggling. Like it was just like a weird interaction. Now, one thing about my kid's dad that everybody knows, he's a non-talkative person completely. Like he might say 2 words to you. He's not going to show no emotion. He's not going to be hee ha ha with nobody. So it was a red flag for my daughter. So I'm like, don't say nothing to him about it. Don't ask no questions. Don't do nothing. When I get back, I'm going to handle it. She was like, okay. So I get back. Now, mind you, like I told you, at this phase in a relationship, I was already checked out. I wasn't going through this man's phone. I wasn't asking him no questions. I didn't care if he was coming or going. Everything that we conversated about was like pretty much business and transactional and just, you know, our regular routine. But as far as like anything relationship wise, we weren't really there. So I hadn't gone through his phone in a while. I went through that phone and lo and behold, what do I find? He's talking to her. So I'm reading the text messages and it was like blowing me away because he was talking to her along the lines of as if he was a pimp. And that was like, What? That ain't never been my kid's dad hustle. I was like, who is this guy? And here Dingbat Becky goes. She's like, oh yeah, I definitely want a real one. So I've never done that before, but I'm willing to try anything if I'm gonna have a real one to build with and blase blase. So I'm like, oh, the audacity. Now, mind you, like I said, for me, it was the principle. It was the principle. It felt like some backdoor shit because this was somebody that I was dealing with, that I had you go deal with on behalf of me, and this what y'all do. So now in my mind, I'm like, oh, it's game time. Now I'm plotting on how I'm gonna get his ass, and I'm definitely plotting on how I'm gonna get her ass, because I'm gonna get them both. So mind you, I asked him, like, what's up with you and Ugly Blood? Now mind you, he don't know I went through the phone. I'm like, what's up with you and Ugly Blood? Has she hit you? Like, what's going on with that? And y'all already know, when you've been with somebody so long, you know when they lying. So he instantly starts denying everything. I don't know, she hit me every now and then and ain't nothing, da 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I just peep it. I'm like, okay, I got you. I leave it alone. But I still want my motherfucking revenge. So I'm gonna hit you where it hurts. The money. We had money put up. It's gone. Chalk it. Next thing, let me go pull up on old girl. When I go pull up on old girl, I cannot catch this broad outside her motherfucking apartment for nothing. So I went and picked up this dude that I was hella cool with, right? And I took him over there and I was like, look, I need you to knock on her door and be like, yeah, they said the owner of the brown truck lives in here. Like, I just hit your car. I need to give you my insurance information, blase, blase. Get her ass to walk outside. And that's what he does. Now, mind you, I'm thinking that once she gets outside, I'm gonna be like, yeah, let me holler at you so I can confront her about the situation and then whoop her ass on the principal. But when I tell you that girl ran, watch the footage. Hey, let me holler at you. What you texting my husband for? What you texting my motherfucking husband for? Punk ass bitch. Oh, it took everything in me not to run in that girl's house. I couldn't believe she ran back in that house like that, but I already learned my lesson because I done been to another female house before and got my ass stabbed, so I will not be doing that again because I ended up in jail and all type of shit. But when I tell you that was a real crash out moment for me, like I look back on that and I'm like, I ain't even have no business. I didn't even have no business. I was already done with the relationship. I already had my mind up, but I was so mad on the principal. I was ready to take it there. But it's like, that's one thing with dudes. Like, sometimes they don't be having like no boundaries. Like, if you gonna do what you do it. I'm not mad at you at all. But it's who you choosing to do it with, because how the fuck you gonna deal with a bitch that I sent you? Like, that shit just blew me away. When a woman wants her answers, trust me when I tell you, there is nothing that can stop.
Okay, so as she start like basically telling the story, I start catching on, because at first I'm like, well, how you and this girl friends, or like what you giving her, or like I understood the baby clothes and all that, but then I started catching on. It was some undercover stuff, like could be like drugs or something. And she wound up getting her baby daddy involved by going and dropping stuff off to her too, because if he was talking to her like he was a pimp, yeah, this girl was on some stuff and other stuff. But not you and your daughter plotting against her daddy to set him up to figure out what's really going on. Like, not her calling you, giving you the tea and the heads up. But I understand, like, she sees something fishy and her intuition is to tell her mother. And then for you to go to, that is risky. Going to any woman's house, never go to their place of residence, baby, because anything can happen to you. And you came to her crib. And I'm happy that you finally understood that, even though it took you to get cut, but you finally understood that you had no business going to homegirl house. I mean, I think since you was done with your child's father, especially in the back of your mind, and you was just whatever, it's just the principle, you should have just left him and call it a day. Like, yeah, like going to her house was just uncalled for, unnecessary. It didn't need to happen. Because if he's going to do this in your face, basically, well, if he's going to do this while y'all still co-parenting and call yourself living together and sharing bank accounts, like, he have no respect for you. At least he could have gotten his stuff, moved out, and then talked to this girl, which is kind of weird. Like, I'm getting you to go take stuff to her, and little and behold, you and her is undercover communicating, and there's no telling what else y'all doing together. Like, weird. It's not who you do it with, what you doing. It's the principle about the respect that you need to give. And he was not giving you any respect. You did not need to go to her house. Like, you guys, drop down in the comment section what you think about her showing up at this girl house, and drop in a comment what you think about this story, period. You guys, join the family by subscribing, liking, comment, and share this video. Share this reaction video. I'm trying to get my watch hours up. Y'all, join the family. You guys, thanks for watching. Peace.